जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 7th Canto, 10th Chapter, text number 20. Sarvatmana na hinsanti. Sarvatmana na hinsanti. Bhuta grameshu kinchana. Bhuta grameshu kinchana. Uchavacheshu Daitendra. Uchavacheshu Daitendra. Madbhava Vigataspriha. Madbhava Vigataspriha. Sarvatmana na hinsanti. Bhutagrameshu kinchana. Uchavacheshu Daitendra. Madbhava Vigataspriha. Uchavacheshu Daitendra. Madbhava Vigataspriha. Sarvatmana na hinsanti. भूतग्रामेषु किञ्चन उच्चावतेषु दैतेन्द्र भावविगतस्पृहाः सर्वात्मना न हिंसन्ति भूतग्रामेषु किञ्चन उच्चावचेषु दैतेन्द्र मद्भावविगतस्पृहाः सर्वात्मना हिंसन्ति ग्रामेषु किञ्चन उच्चावचेषु दैतेन्द्र मद्भावविगतस्पृहाः सर्वात्मना. In all respects, even in the modes of anger and jealousy, na, never, hinsanti, they are envious. Bhutagrameshu, among all species of life. Kinchana, toward any one of them. Uccha avacheshu, the lower and higher living entities. Daita Indra, Daitya Indra, O my dear Prahlad, king of the Daityas. Madbhava, because of devotional service unto me. Vegata, given up. Spriha, all material modes of anger and greed. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedant Swami Prabhupada. My dear Prahlad, the king of the Daityas, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. Please repeat. My dear Prahlad, king of the Daityas, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We have been seeing how the presence of a pure devotee is so purifying for his family, for previous families, previous to previous birth also where he has taken. In that birth also the 7 generations, they also get liberated. So 21 generations are liberated of an exalted devotee without any desire, without any efforts on their part. And in the last verse, we saw not just the family generations who are having direct connection, but even the entire country, Ki Kateshu, where the devotee takes birth, entire country is purified simply by his presence. So thus we can understand what is the influence. There are various people who create influences. But what is the influence of a pure devotee? That by his presence, entire country is purified. automatically. And here, Narsinghdev is telling further, my dear Prahlad, O king of the Daityas, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. In all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. So, Lord Narsingdev is explaining a very unique quality of a devotee. And this is very important quality. Sarvatmana na hinsanti. Hinsanti means envy or jealousy. So envy or jealousy is the foundation of this material world. So all of us here, we are envious of Krishna. So when I was reading Bhagavad Gita for the first time, so I was not able to understand envious of Krishna. I don't even know Krishna. Where is the question of envying Krishna? When I do not know anyone, how can I be envious? So it is the other way around actually. Because we are envious of Krishna, Krishna makes us forgetful of him. That is kindness of Krishna. Because when we see the object of our envy, what happens? Our heart burns, we suffer. So, in order to mitigate our suffering, we don't want to see the face of Krishna. We are so envious of Krishna. Krishna makes us forgetful. So, thus, originally, we are envious of Krishna. Thus, we have become forgetful of Krishna. It is not that I do not know how can I be envious. No, that is our nature. We are envious. But here also we can understand that we are envious. How? When Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, what is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita? Yes. Yes, by this we can understand whether we have understood Bhagavad Gita or not. So many times we, when we are distributing books, especially, so we meet various people. So they tell, yes, I have read everything, I have read Bhagavad Gita. So various people have read Bhagavad Gita, various people have written Bhagavad Gita. But even after writing or reading, there is no guarantee that the person might have understood Bhagavad Gita. So, what is the test whether somebody has understood Bhagavad Gita or not? He should understand the most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. There are basics also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. The basics, common sense knowledge. What is common sense knowledge? Common sense knowledge is Jayate dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. One who has taken birth, he will die. One who is dead, he will take birth again. And even less than this also requires little sense, higher sense that soul is eternal. If I am dying today, I will take birth again tomorrow in another body. This also might be difficult to understand. Then further common sense. What is that? Even if you are not able to understand the soul, then ultimately everything is chemical, right? Why you're getting stressed if bulk of chemical has gone away from your life? Correct? You remove some sodium, potassium, nitrous oxide from your room. Will you cry? So this human body is a combination of that only. So when there is death in the family, why do you cry? It is loss of chemicals only. So if you don't believe in the existence of soul, then only you are losing chemical. So chemicals we lose anyway every day. So who cries for loss of chemicals? So this fundamental understanding is explained. But however, this is not all about Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has come not to give this philosophy, which is given even by the atheists. And they also are able to manage their emotions nicely. Krishna has come here to explain most confidential instruction. And what is that most confidential instruction? Sarv dharman parityajya maam ekam sharanam raja. Completely surrendering oneself unto Krishna. So when one is able to completely surrender himself unto Krishna, that means that he or she has understood Bhagavad Gita. So unless one comes to the point of surrender, it means I have not understood. Realization is missing in my life. So by this we can test. If I have surrendered, that means I have understood Bhagavad Gita completely. But when people hear this confidential instruction, they protest. Prabhupada does. What kind of God is Krishna? See, my Lord Shiva is so good. He never tells you surrender completely unto me. Or any other devatas, they don't tell you surrender completely unto me. Only Krishna tells you surrender unto me. Durga is not telling you surrender completely unto me. You worship only me. Lord Shiva is not telling you worship only me. Lord Ganesha also is not telling you worship only me. They are so liberal, they are open minded. Krishna is close minded God. he, is, he belongs to old school. He is envious God. He is having envy of other devatas, devis. He tells, only this Krishna tells you worship only me. And not just worshipping, he is telling, Yat karoshi, yat joshi, yat dadasi. Whatever you eat, offer to me. Whatever you give to me. If you worship anyone, worship me. But this too much. So what kind of God is Krishna? No God tells. You worship only me. You surrender only. Ma mekam, only unto me. Not anybody else. Give up everything. Forget all other duties, all other responsibilities. Give up everything. Surrender only unto me. Worship only me. Ma mekam charanam raja. So they are not able to understand. Only unto Krishna. Everything I should give just to Krishna. And thus people, they tell, no, this is not right. Many people, they tell this thing. Why Krishna? He's so demanding. But actually it is also the other way around. It is because, yes, the other Devi Devdas, they are not Adi Dev. They are not the source of all the other demigods. But Krishna is Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. This is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. After Arjuna heard from Krishna, he says, Adi Devam, you are not just Devatas, although you appear to be one of the demigods, but you are not. You are Adi Devam. You are the source of all the other Devatas. Ajam Vibhum, you are unborn. The Devatas also take birth, but you are unborn. Ajam Vibhum. You are all powerful. So thus other Devatas are not telling you surrender only unto me, because it is not fact. By surrendering to other Devatas, perfection of life will not be attained. So that is why they don't tell. They don't take guarantee you surrender unto me, I will square up your sinful reactions, because they cannot. That is why Krishna is called Mukunda, giver of liberation. Krishna can square up all our past reactions of life. Otherwise, it is not possible. But when the same statement is spoken by whom? By the loving wife. Offer your salary only unto me. Whatever you earn, give only me. Don't go to any other woman. Don't go to your friends also. Spend time with me after office. Straight you come to home. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I surrender unto you. I remain your eternal servant, life after life. So there we submit without any protest. There we don't tell. My wife is very demanding. Or she's asking all the money. She's not telling me to, she's not allowing me to spend time with my friends only. My college mates, my other, she tells, no, come straight home. Spend all time with me. Don't watch any other face. Don't do anything else. So, but there we surrender, there we follow. Why? Because there is loving relationship. Same thing. Same thing wife is telling, same thing husband. But in case of Krishna, we are not willing to do. In case of wife, yes. Now we are giving books. Wife is saying, don't take. Yes, I will not take. He will agree. So surrendered. I mean, of course, yeah. Sometimes wife is willing, husband will deny. So they are surrendered to husband or surrendered to wife, whatever they tell. So they agree very easily. Why? Because there is love. So-called love, some glimpse of love. But in case of Krishna, there is envy. That is why we don't. We protest. But if our family members are demanding the same thing, our boyfriend, girlfriend is demanding the same thing, we will agree. Yes, I will not talk to anyone. I will not speak to anyone. I will completely agree. That is why when Prabhupada was being asked, because we follow so many rules, regulations here, and we do not have answers. Prabhupada, it is told in Nectar of Devotion, you don't wear this dress of this color when you go to temple. Do we have to? Why? What is the reason? So Prabhupada tells, For everything, reason may not be explained immediately, but it is a fact that it should be followed. So like this, unlimited rules, regulations are there. But Prabhupada tells we follow because we have love. We have love for the Acharya. So we don't ask why. Of course, we have to ask fundamental reasons. What is the principle? But details. Wear this, don't wear this, do this, don't do that. So Prabhupada tells we follow because Acharyas have told us. That is called love. Not everything why. Acharyas have told, so I am following. This is called love. So when we follow, that means we love somebody. And when we don't follow, that means there is envy in the heart. So thus we can understand we are envious of Krishna because we don't want to follow Krishna. We don't want to surrender. Krishna is giving simple rules and regulations, but I don't want. So in this way, we can understand this is present in our heart. This envy is very much there. Otherwise, immediately we will surrender completely. So when we become envious of Krishna, then what happens? Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata. Then a person develops material desire. And then when there is material desire, envy, then dvandva mohena bharata. A person gets illusioned by dvandva, dualities of this material world. The living entity, sarge anti parantapa. The living entity comes here in this material world. So we are stuck in this material world only because of this envy in the heart. As soon as there is envy for Krishna, then there is no love. When there is no love, then what happens? Love of God is the ultimate satisfaction of the senses. Now the senses are dissatisfied, then they demand another kind of satisfaction independent of Krishna, and that is called sense gratification. And then the living entity, in order to gratify the senses, takes birth in this material world. And then because we are envious of Krishna, and everyone is part and parcel of Krishna in this world, those who take birth, all of us are envious of each other. We cannot see each other prospering more than us, progressing more than us. So that is why this entire material world is based on envy. This is the fundamental cause. Thus Prabhupada explains in a lecture, this Krishna consciousness movement is for such person who is no more jealous, who is no more envious. Can anyone guess this is lecture for which verse? Very famous verse. Dharma projita kaitavo atra parmo nirmassananam satam. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, second verse itself. So this Bhagavad Dharma is meant for whom? For those people who are nirmatsara. Matsar means enviousness. So this Bhagavad Dharma, what we are trying to understand, it can be understood, realized only by the people who are free from envy. So those people who envy each other live in a society, they partake in the competition society which is full of competition, they cannot understand. So as long as envy is there in the heart, Bhagavat one cannot understand. Paramo nirmasaranam satam. Those who are freed, completely freed from this material envy and competition, they can realize this Bhagavad Dharma. So Prabhupada is writing, this Krishna consciousness movement is for such person who is no more jealous, who is no more envious, perfect person. Dharma projahita kaitavo atra paramo nirmasaranam satam. Vastavam vastu vedyam atra. Those who are jealous and envious, they are within this material world. And those who are not jealous, they are in the spiritual world. Simple thing. You test yourself. Whether I am jealous, envious of my other associates, friends, everything, then I am in the material world. And if I am not jealous, then I am in the spiritual world. Anyone can test. There is no question of whether I am spiritually advanced or not. You can test yourself. So thus Prabhupada is setting this as benchmark for spiritual advancement. So Prabhupada tells everybody can test whether you are in material world or in spiritual world. Even living in the temple or in the residencies where everyone is worshipping Krishna, Krishna is present personally, we might not be in Vaikuntha if our heart is full of envy. Even we go in Dham, but if our heart is full of envy, then we are not in Dham. We will not experience Dham. On the other hand, a person might be living in very crowded materialistic city, a metropolitan city, but one could be in Vaikuntha if heart is free of envy. So thus Prabhupada tells, this is the test. You can check for yourself whether my heart, Prabhupada is telling, you test yourself, quotes, Whether I am jealous, envious of my other associates, friends, everything, unquote, then I am in material world. And if I am not jealous, then I am in the spiritual world. Anyone can test. So actually, all the problems in the heart is only because of this envy. People are telling stress, stress. They are having big workshops on stress management. And another disease is there, secular. So there is Swamiji, please come and speak on stress management, but please don't talk on Bhagavad Gita. So without understanding Bhagavad Gita, they want to get relief from stress. They want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. So that is not possible, sir. So that's Prabhupada is telling. So we can test. So if I am now, how do we understand envy? Envy means I don't become happy seeing others. If I become very happy, that is why Sanatan Goswami has told, first Vaishnava etiquette is, I should be very happy on seeing the Vaishnavas. So jealousy otherwise also is not all right. Devotee should not be jealous of anybody because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. Even those people who are jealous from us, envious people like Hiranyakashipu, devotee is not even jealous of even them. But devotee is indifferent. Why? So that they don't disturb our devotional service. So in order to proceed uninterruptedly in our devotional service, we become indifferent. We don't indulge with them. But it is not that we hate them. Devotee does not hate anyone. But devotee is indifferent. Neither love nor hate. Don't interact with them, otherwise they will hamper your devotional service. So we should not be envious of anyone, but especially we should never be envious of Vaishnavas. That is very, very dangerous and that is self-destructive. If you become envious of the Vaishnavas, nothing dangerous like that. That is why Rahugana, he became very much afraid when he recognized that this palanquin carrier, he is Mahabhagava Jad Bharat. And he immediately came out of his palanquin. He fell at the feet of Jad Bharat. And he told, I am not afraid of anybody. I am not afraid of even the Vajra, the weapon of Indra. I am not afraid of anyone in this world, but I am afraid of offending a Brahmana. Offense to Brahmana is so dangerous that King Nriga, nobody has seen anybody as charitable as King Nriga. He was so charitable, it is told. He donated as many cows as there are particles of dust on the planet of Earth. It means uncountable cows he had given in charity. Extremely charitable. But then what happened? When he gave cow in charity to somebody, then that cow moved out of from the yard of that Brahmana, went and joined the yard of another Brahmana. And then this Brahmana thought, like this king is doing charity. Same cow is donating to more than one Brahmanas. So they went to the king and they told, this is the issue. What is this? So king explained, actually it is not my mistake. And it is, I don't do this thing. Somehow cow would have come to your place. So Brahmanas also, he told ki, no, please take another thousands of cows and please don't get dissatisfied because of this. So Brahmanas, of course, they did not take direct offense at the king, but because indirectly Brahmanas were offended by this activity, they did not take, they also understood it is not this thing. But because indirectly the Brahmanas got disturbed, indirectly because the cow moved and they became angry upon the king became lizard in the next life. So we can just understand that offending Brahmanas is how much dangerous. There was no direct offense taken by the Brahmanas. One cow moved, that cow was given by the king, so king got the lizard body. So we can understand that is why Krishna is called Go Brahman Hitayecha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya. Go Brahman. Krishna is very, very protective of the cows and Brahmanas. So thus we should be very careful that Brahmanas are never offended. And what to speak of Vaishnavas who are devotees of Krishna. So that is why one should be very, very careful. In mind, body and words, one should not offend the Vaishnavas. Otherwise, one's spiritual life gets finished in no time. So this aparad offense is very dangerous. So like this, unlimited offenses are there. Offense of Chitraketu Maharaj is there, who became a demon in the next life. And of course, these instructions are there for our example. But still, it is example means we should understand that Vaishnava offense is Saubhari Muni's example. Such a great Muni, he's sitting within the water and meditating.
For many, many years, he was within water. Who can go within water for more than few minutes? But he was there for many years, I think hundreds of years, for a long time. But then finally, what happened? He got agitated seeing fishes copulate. I don't get agitated seeing animals copulate or fishes copulate. How yogi could get agitated? It was because of Vaishnava offense. He gave protection to a fish which was meant to be consumed by Garun Dev. So, because of this Vaishnava offense, material desires arose in the heart. So, thus, material desires immediately they set place in our heart, and we can fall down to abominable activities if we become envious of the Vaishnavas. So, thus, it is very, very dangerous. And one very vivid example is there. So, this is example of the sons of Sagar Maharaj. So Sagar Maharaj had two wives. One wife was Sumati, another was Keshini. From Keshini, he had got one son, Asmanjas. From Sumati, he had another. How many sons? 60,000. 60,000, yes, 60,000 sons he had. And he was doing Ashwamedh Yajna. And King Indra, of course, got scared because we become Indra. We attain such materially advanced position by doing yajnas. We don't become successful by hard work. Regulated work is required, but by hard work, nobody attains anything. So, regulated work is required along with performance of pious activities. Pious activities are the foundation. Everyone in this world is putting just same amount of work, but they are in different wealths, right? Everyone is working same hours, 8 to 10 hours in a day. Very workaholic, maybe 12, 14 hours in a day, but not more than that. But somebody is making 10,000 a month, somebody is making 10 millions or billions a month also, putting in the same. So why there is difference? It is because of pious activities of past life. So because of yajna, the pious activities, one elevates oneself materially. So King Indra has attained that position because of doing yajnas, 100 yajnas. So when he saw that Sagar Maharaj is also doing similar yajna, he might tomorrow claim my position. So he stole the horse. And he let loose the horse near the ashram of Kapil Muni. Who is Kapil Muni? Incarnation of Krishna. He was sitting and doing meditation. So when the sons of Sagar Maharaj, he went there, bewilderment was created by Indra. And they got bewildered. They thought, Kapil Muni is the thief. He has stolen the horse. And now he is feigning that he is meditating. So actually he is thief. And they started shouting slogans and curses. And they told, attack this person. And he is the thief. Let us arrest him, kill him. And as soon as they spoke like this, charged towards Kapil Dev, what happened? They got burnt immediately. And there is debate among the scholars that Kapil Muni, his fury got them burnt. He became very angry. He was a powerful mystic yogi. He could do that. So he burnt them down. And if you search on internet or Wikipedia, other places, they will tell Sagar Maharaj, his sons got burned by Kapil Muni. So that is why we should not resort to internet for understanding the Vedic scriptures. Otherwise, we'll be misled. If you read Bhagavatam, in Bhagavatam, there is a direct verse. So this is a misunderstanding that Kapil Muni, he burned the sons of Sagar Maharaj. Kapil Muni is in Shuddha Sattva Guna. There is no question of envy in his body. So there is no difference between friends and enemy for such a person like Kapil Muni, who has specially come here to describe tapasya, penance, the qualities of a Brahmana, self-control. So direct verse is there in Bhagavatam that it is not possible. Kapil Muni has not done that. So people are not reading direct verse of the Bhagavatam, and on internet, if you see, there will be images that fire is coming out of eye of or the forehead of Kapil Muni. The Sagar, his sons are getting burnt. So that is why we should be very, very careful not to resort to internet. We'll get confused. Many created Vedic stories are there. Many other stories are there anyway. So thus, then how did they die? So they died because of fire. It is present in our body. That is how the body maintains temperature even in the winters. The food gets inside, gets digested. So there is fire element in the body. So this fire which is present in the body, that fire grew so much that they became self-immolated. The yogis also do this, just like Sati, wife of Lord Shiva. She also, by her yogic practice, she increased the fire of her body and then burnt herself to ashes. Similarly, Dhritarashtra also. So by yogic process, they can increase the fire of the body and they leave the body. But here, this fire increased automatically and they all got burnt. So in this way, it is mentioned, when one offends the Vaishnava, then one gets destroyed by his own powers, which he has acquired by virtue of his past activities. His own power will act against him when one offends the Vaishnavas. So thus it is very, very dangerous. We should be very careful in mind, body, words, never to offend the Vaishnavas, never mind what is the behavior of the Vaishnava, but one should always be very respectful, one should never express envy. One should not have envy for anyone, and what to speak of Vaishnavas. That is why the first instruction by Sanatan Goswami is what? He is describing Vaishnava Aparadh. And the first Vaishnava Aparadh is not being happy on seeing the Vaishnava. So one should be very glad. If I am not happy on seeing anyone, it means I am envious. So one should be very glad on seeing each other, on seeing the devotee. That means, yes, then there is love in my life. So when this envy takes place in the heart, then what happens? Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva, then person falls into illusion. Then a person comes into this material world in material consciousness. And when a person comes to this material world, then what happens? Then dvandva, then we create dualities. Then we tell this is good and this is bad. This is very nicely explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela. In instructions to Sanatan Goswami, Lord Chaitanya explains, Dvaite bhadra bhadra jnana, ei sab manodharma. Ei bhala, ei manda, ei sab bhrama. Dvaite bhadra bhadra gyan. Bhadra means good, abhadra means bad. So Prabhupada very nicely translates. In the material world, conception of good and bad are all mental speculations. We think that something is good in this material world. Yes, this prosperity, this position, this city, this thing, this person is good. This person, this place, this thing, this activity is bad. So here it is mentioned, in the material world, the conception of good and bad are all mental speculations. Therefore, saying this is good and this is bad is all a mistake. So if I identify this is good and this is bad, this is a mistake. Prabhupada explains, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the absolute truth, ever existing with different varieties of energies. When one is absorbed in the illusory energy of Krishna and cannot understand Krishna, one cannot ascertain what is good and bad for him. Conceptions of good and bad are all imaginations or mental speculations. When one forgets that he is an eternal servant of Krishna, he wants to enjoy the material world through different plans. At that time, he distinguishes between material plans that are good and those that are bad. Actually, however, they are all false. The whole material world is disturbed because their good plans are being foiled. Correct? Everyone is making plans. This is good plan. If I do like this, I'll be very happy. And my good plan is not becoming successful. So Prabhupada explains, at that time it distinguishes between material plans that are good and those that are bad. This was good policy. This government is good. This government is bad. This government makes bad policies. So this is all a mistake. Actually, however, they are all false. So-called good plan, so-called bad plan. In a jail, we don't find gentlemen and bad men. All are bad. Jail is no place for gentlemen, good men. So thus, every plan in this material world is a bad plan, because it is planned for envy of Krishna and material enjoyment. And material enjoyment is no enjoyment. It is actually, Prabhupada explains, enjoying the cool body of snake. Snake's body is very cool and soft to touch. If a person garlands himself thinking, oh, this is very nice garland. Very cool, very soft. Very soon he will experience another feature of snake. So that is the nature of this material world. That is why the senses are called Kal. Kal means death or snake. The senses are compared to venomous snakes. If one wants to enjoy the cool body of snake, the result will be death. So similarly, if we want to enjoy the senses, which are called kal means death or snake. Snake represents death. So immediately there is a snake represents envy. So the sense enjoyment senses also represent envy, material senses. So those who love Krishna, they don't want to enjoy their senses. So one wants to enjoy the senses only when one is envious. So this very dangerous. Sense enjoyment is death. As soon as we desire material enjoyment, immediately we create laws of karma, we get entangled, we create more material bodies, more misery for ourselves. That is why this is the fundamental teaching of Bhagavad Gita, that don't enjoy the senses, control, restrict the senses. Good plans, bad plans of sense enjoyment are like how I can garland nicely with snake. This is called good plan. One who is expert, he very nicely garlands himself with snake. Dvaite Bhadra Bhadra Jnana, Esab, this mental concoction. Everything is bad in this material world. So thus being illusioned by the illusory energy, one is not able to understand this. There is actually something which is on absolute good, absolute platform. There is something good which is taking us towards Krishna. But a person is not able to understand what is my absolute good. In relative world, one person thinks this is good and this is bad. However, the wise persons, learned persons, again, so this Sagar Maharaj's history is very instructive. So when the 60,000 sons got burned, then what happened? The horse is required. Unless horse is there, Ashwamedha cannot happen. So then he sent who? Another son. His name was Asmanjas. So then he's told that they have not come back. Please find out. All 60,000 have gone missing. So please find out where are they and where is that horse. Sorry, not Asmanjas, Ayushman. Asmanjas' son was sent. So he told your these uncles are missing and the horse is also missing. Asmanjas was not sent. Why? Because Asmanjas was very advanced devotee. He was Jati Smara. What is Jati Smara? Jati Smara? Those who are able to remember their past life. So he was a very advanced yogi in previous life. Because of wrong association, he fell down. It is mentioned in Bhagavatam. So this association, wrong association is so dangerous. The devotee falls down because of this. So very advanced devotee, but he fell down because of wrong association. So those who are very, very advanced, by Krishna's special blessings, they are able to remember their past lives. They don't get illusion that I am the body. They clearly remember, in previous life, this was my situation and I fell down. So people complain that why don't we remember our past life? That way we learn very fast. Correct? So the thing is, because we don't want to learn, so we don't remember. If we want to learn, actually, we want self-realization, Krishna will make us remember, just like Bharat Maharaj was Jati Smara, Asmanjas was Jati Smara. So he was knowing that because of that bad association, I fell down. So in this life, he behaved like a crazy person and he was doing abominable things. Probably that is why he was given the name Asmanjas. What he is doing, nobody understands. And what he will do, he'll go to the bank of the river and some small children would be playing. He'll pick them and throw them in the depths of the water, kill them. So nobody understands what he is doing. Son of king, he is throwing children into water. So then king, he became very detached from his son and he banished his son from the kingdom. So as we discussed, the king has to be also very detached. The leaders, the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, they have to give up attachment for family. Otherwise, they cannot do their duty nicely. So how king can punish? Because his own son is also subject. He may do wrong things. So because his son also has committed crime, so he gave up attachment for his son and he banished. And when he got banished, why he was doing such activities? Because he was knowing. So apparently this is very bad activity, throwing people into death, into the depths of river. And like this, he was doing all abominable actions for which nobody can love him. So these are bad actions, but actually, ei sab manodharma. These bad actions were actually for his good. Because he was knowing, if I behave like a gentleman, what will happen? People will so-called love me, show affection, show kindness. You become unkind to somebody, then nobody can remain kind to you. You become unsuccessful in this world, nobody will be kind. Husband, wife, children, father, mother, then we'll see the real face of this world. Just become unsuccessful in this world. Nobody will be kind to you. So thus Prabhupada writes in his Vrindavan Bhajan. So where are all those my fathers, uncles, children, family members? All I've got is but a list of names. Now because I've not got any money, I'm penniless, nobody cares for me. So Maya has shown me the naked face of this material world. So although I am alone here in this material world, but this loneliness gives me a laugh. So what all is left of my relatives is but a list of names. So when we don't have any money, we are broke. Nobody will care for us in this material world. Nobody will care. Even the closest relatives, they will curse. What are you doing? You're good for nothing. So thus we see the real face. So this so-called affection, love, care that we feel in this world is because of the opulences that we have. The little whatever success we have in this world, little money that we have. So thus Asmanjas was Jati Smara. He was advanced yogi. He was knowing now I should not behave like a successful man. That is why exalted devotees like Jad Bharat Maharaj, another Paramahansa whom Prahlāda Mahārāja meets in jungle, we read in Bhagavatam, he was behaving like animal. But Prahlāda Mahārāja being also Paramahansa, he could understand. He is not madman, he is very exalted. Similarly, Rishabh was behaving like Shukdev Goswami. So the most exalted people, they behave like mad. And the mad behave like 10-pointer. See my degree, I have gone to Stanford. Don't you see I get promotions? So those who are most mad, they will behave most intelligently in material world. And most intelligent will behave like most mad. Ya nisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami. What is day for spiritualist is night for materialist. So thus when Asmanjas was banished in this way, his purpose of life got fulfilled. Then he was advanced yogi. He went back and he brought all the dead children back into life. And the king was ruling from Ayodhya. So all the Ayodhya Vasis, they got surprised. What is this? He's such a powerful yogi. He can bring dead people back into life. That was his power. So the king then understood the whole scene. He greatly lamented his action. But Asmanjas was not to stay back. Then he took sannyas, went away. Anyway, he was banished. He went away after bringing them back into life. So that is why Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vigyehana Bhujaya. Nobody can understand the activities of Vaishnava. One should not try to understand. They may do very bad, abominable behavior, but that could be extraordinary action in the service of Krishna. So thus we have to understand that so-called good and so-called bad, there is all mental concoction. So-called bad activities which Asmanjas was doing, they were very good activities for his spiritual advancement. So thus in this material world, there is nothing good and bad. Rather planned for so-called good actually happens, actually works for our own degradation in this material world. So one should simply remain non-envious, remain surrendered to Krishna, and work only for advancing in Krishna consciousness and give up the envy. By giving up the envy, one will be able to make advancement into knowledge, come out of this duality, and then one becomes free. Then there is no stress in life because there is nothing, no good plan. Material enjoyment itself is bad. The senses are snakes. So why am I making plans to enjoy the garland of snake? So one should just live maintaining the body in the service of Krishna, give up all envy and follow all the plans of Krishna, all the instructions of Krishna very, very nicely. And sometimes people ask, but if I become non-envious like this from others, then others will bully me. Yes, I am good, Prabhu, but others are not good, no, in this material world. So if I don't hate my enemies, I behave nicely with them also, then they will take me for granted and I will get disturbed. Yes, this is what we think. So I also should envy them. I should also curse them. I should take some action. So it is told, no, it is again the other way around. That is why there is so much illusion in this material world. We don't understand. Something bad is taken as good in this material world. So very nice shloka is there in Bhagavatam. So this is again from the seventh canto. Here Narad Muni is instructing what should be the ideal society, what should be the ideal behavior. So Narad Muni is explaining very nicely. Please hear carefully. Kripaya bhut jam dukkham दैवम जहया समाधिना आत्मजम योग वीर्येण निद्राम सत्व निषेवया. So we all understand there are three kinds of miseries in this world. Which are three miseries? Adibhautik and Adhyatmik. Miseries from supernatural causes, miseries from my own mind and body, diseases, mental trouble, and miseries from other living entities who are envious. There could be trouble because of them. So here solution is being given. If you are surrounded by other living entities who are causing you trouble, what is the remedy? So the remedy is Kripaya bhutajam dukkham. Bhutajam dukkham is adibhautik misery, dukkha created by others. So what is the remedy? Is Kripaya. By good behavior and freedom from envy, one should counteract sufferings due to other living entities. By meditation in trance, one should counteract sufferings due to providence, adidavik misery. So if there is adidavik misery, supernatural, we have no control, disease will happen, old age will happen, earthquake, famine can happen. How to come out of it? By meditation in trance. How do we meditate in trance? By chanting Hare Krishna mantra very sincerely. So by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we should reach a stage of trance. Automatically, if we hear very nicely, sincerely, then we reach a stage of trance by chanting Hare Krishna. So when we are able to meditate in trance by chanting Hare Krishna, we can counteract the miseries created by providence, by supernatural powers. And as far as miseries by other living entities are concerned, what is the remedy? By good behavior and freedom from envy, one should counteract sufferings due to other living entities. So if we are having good behavior, even for the people who are envious, this is what is shown by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mayavadis were envious of him. They were blaspheming him, calling him sentimentalist, madman, but Mahaprabhu was extremely gentle in his behavior. And this is the Durvasa Muni. He was hell-bent to kill Amrish Maharaj, but Amrish Maharaj, always very humble. So thus, the miseries by other living entities can be counteracted by good behavior and freedom from envy. So it is not that if I am envious, I will harm others. No, if I am envious, I will harm myself. Harm to others is going to come as per their destiny. If harm is going to come, it will come. It is not going to come, it is not going to come. But if I become envious, I harm myself. The sons of Sagara, they got burned by the fire. We might not get burnt like that, but our heart is anyway burning. So why everyone is suffering in this material world? This so-called stress that we feel in our job, in our studies, it is nothing but the burning of our own heart because of envy that we have. I cannot see anybody scoring more than me, earning more than me, prospering more than me. So thus I take stress. So thus it is our envy actually which is creating trouble in our life. If you are not envious, then where is stress? Because there is no competition in society. You love everyone, you will not want to compete with the people you love. So thus all the stress in our life is only because of envy. I cannot see others doing more than us, better than us. So thus all the trouble in our life is only because of envy. Our heart is burning because of this envy. So thus other living entities are not causing trouble. Oh, he's studying so much, so I also have to study. No, because you are envious. That is why you are put into trouble. So that is why it is told here, by good behavior and freedom from envy. So it is not that I suffer because of, thus Prabhupada has told, as we have discussed many times, I think I suffer because of lack of other person's Krishna consciousness. That is not fact. I suffer because of lack of my Krishna consciousness. I am not free of envy. So thus I have to have very good behavior. If I have good behavior, in my heart envy is not there, I'll be always happy. I'll not be disturbed by others. Others will not be able to disturb me. I'll be free from the adibhautik miseries. So this is very, very important point. Now the solution is how to do it. We have understood freedom from envy should be done. So what is the process? So two processes are recommended. One process is just previous to this verse. Kripaya bhutajam dukkham. It is told, Narad Muni is explaining in ideal society how one should become free from envy. Hinsam kamadi anihaya. Anvikshikya shok mohau dambham mahad upasaya. By discussing spiritual knowledge, one can conquer lamentation and illusion. By serving a great devotee, one can become prideless. By keeping silent, one can avoid obstacles on the path of mystic yoga. And simply by stopping sense gratification, one can conquer envy. So, simply by stopping sense gratification, one can conquer envy. So, there is envy because there is competition for sense enjoyment. I also want to enjoy, they also want to enjoy. So, there is envy. So, if we stop sense gratification, I don't want to enjoy in this material world, then there is no competition and there is no envy. So, thus it is told, by stopping sense gratification, one can conquer envy. So, when Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada replies, you ask how you can become free of envy. So, how do we stop sense gratification? Is the next question. So, Prabhupada is answering. You ask how you can become free of envy simply by chanting Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya has said, the heart will become cleaned of all the dirty things accumulated in the heart. It is not that we have to endeavor separately to become rid of envy or any deficiency or impurity. In this age, the chanting of Hare Krishna is recommended as the only possible method to associate with Krishna. By offenseless chanting, when we associate with Krishna through his holy name, then all inauspicious things are cleared from the heart. So, wherever you are, you should always go on chanting, and that in itself will bring all perfection. So, this is one instance. Another instance, Prabhupada was asked in Q&A session. Then Prabhupada answers. Devotee asks, how to become free of envy? How do we become free of envy? Prabhupada, envy, devotee, Prabhupada answers. What does Prabhupada say? Yes? No. Prabhupada tells, you don't become envious of your spiritual master. Then you will become free from envy. As soon as you become envious to your spiritual master, then begins enviousness. Chant Hare Krishna. So envious of spiritual master means what? It means not surrendering to spiritual master. That means envy. If I don't follow anybody completely, that means envy. Why should I submit? I will not. So that is why one should completely surrender unto spiritual master, follow all the rules and regulations very strictly. This is called love. So when we follow very nicely all the rules regulations given by spiritual master, surrender completely, that means we are not envious of spiritual master. And when we are not envious of spiritual master, then we can become free from envy. Then we can actually chant Hare Krishna nicely. So we have to, that is why Adav Guru Vashrayam. First one has to become free from envy, become menial servant of the dust of lotus feet of spiritual master. Follow without exception all the rules and regulations. Follow his plans for our life. And then we'll be able to chant Hare Krishna, which is the next remedy given by Prabhupada. In this way, heart becomes freed from envy. So both this process should be done very nicely. Take complete shelter of spiritual master by surrendering, follow all the rules, regulations strictly, and then we'll be able to chant nicely. So by doing this process, we become free from envy. And envy is the root cause of everything in this material world, all the problems. So thus Narsingh Dev is telling here, because of being attached to devotional service to me, my devotee does not distinguish between lower and higher living entities. So there is no envy. There is nothing called higher. There is nothing called lower. Devotee understands because of virtue of his attachment to devotional service, he understands it is all illusion, mental concoction. There is nothing higher, lower in this world. So thus, in all respects, he is never jealous of anyone. So thus, we should try to see that I am not jealous, never among the Vaishnavas, and not of other living entities also. There should not be a person whom I hate seeing, I hate watching. I should be very glad to see every person as temple of Lord Krishna, not just person, every living entity. And thus we should try to see the super soul within all the living entities, within every object, and thus be respectful to Krishna and Krishna's energy. In this way we become non-envious. We'll end here. Any questions? Yeah. 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 So the question is, Kansa also was similarly envious. He was also uh, persecuting Brahmanas and other living entities. So how do we understand this? He did not get burnt. So details will be given by Acharya, and ultimately we know it is Krishna's plan. If he gets burnt, how Krishna will come and how all the pastimes will happen. So thus various pastimes happen in order to give us different instructions in the different yugas and different incarnations. Yeah. Anshuman. Yeah. Then same question is, then Anshuman, he goes to that place. Then what happened after this suspense? That is why Bhagavatam was written in the form of stories. At least people will read. So direct philosophy, difficult. Hmm. So Anshuman, when he went there, he offered respects. He was very cultured, being son of such a great soul as Asmanjas. He offered respects to Kapil Muni. And then he asked, he told, my uncles, he saw their ashes. How can I deliver them? It is my duty. It is a duty of the descendant to deliver the forefathers. It is one of the obligation, and he was aware of his duty and obligation. So then he was given the remedy that there is only one remedy. What is the remedy? If their ashes can come in contact with Mother Ganges, Ganga, but Ganga is flowing in the heavenly planets. How she will come here on this planet? So, thus he started rigorous austerity to call Mother Ganges to this planet. So, just imagine Mother Ganges is so pure. What to speak of directly taking bath? If the ashes of a dead man also come in contact with Ganga, the person, the soul gets purified. So, how purifying is the activity of directly taking bath in Ganges? And then it is told one purifies gradually by taking bath in Ganges, but by reading Bhagavad Gita, one gets purified. So, what is purification? By reading and hearing Bhagavad Gita. So, we can just imagine what is this purification. So, anyway, so then he started doing rigorous tapasya, but he failed. It is not easy. So, he was not able to please Ganges. He died doing austerities. And then his son came. I think his son was Dilip. He also died. He also could not do. He did rigorous tapasya. And then his son came. His son was Bhagirath. Finally, he was successful. That is why it's told Bhagirath Prayas. An extraordinary endeavor is called Bhagirath Prayas. He has endeavored like Bhagirath. He did such extraordinary tapasya that his father died, his grandfather died doing tapasya, could not become successful, but he became successful in pleasing Ganga. Then Ganges came here. By that path, she agreed to come, and then they all got purified and delivered. No, no. Asmanjas brought back into life the children he was killing. It was activity, pastime of Asmanjas that the children who would play on the bank of Ganges, he will throw them into water and kill them. He brought them into life. Can you please repeat? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good question. So, ordinary person, if he commits any bad, just like anybody's killing, so killer should be killed immediately, right? But if a Vaishnava is killing, then what to do? Or Vaishnava is doing abominable activity. Now it is Vaishnava Aparad or what it is. Yes, so this situation was there, present before Arjun also. When Ashwathama, he did abominable action of beheading the 5 sons of Pandavas who were actually sleeping. This against the code of Kshatriya, against the code of all morality. And he tried to kill the child in the womb. That is most abominable activity. So he did most abominable actions. And but then he was Brahmana, at least son of, he was not called Brahmana, he was called Brahma Bandhu. But even Brahma Bandhu also should not be killed, it is told. So, but he should be killed also because he is aggressor. So Arjuna became this thing. So Krishna is telling, yes, kill him, kill him. And Bhima is also telling, kill him, yes. Krishna is quoting various scriptures, you should kill. And then Draupadi is telling you, Yudhishthir Maharaj is telling, don't kill, he should not be killed, it is against religion. And Arjuna is telling both things are fact. Religion tells he should be killed, religion tells he should not be killed. So Arjuna was very expert, Prabhupada. Thus a devotee is very expert. So he killed him as well as not killed him by removing the money from his forehead. And so in this way, that is why dharma is very complex. What to do, what not to do. So thus expert pure devotees decide, and under guidance of pure devotee, suitable action is taken. How it should be dealt with. But in the case of pure devotees, they are killing, they are saving, one should not interfere. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yes, so then it is your bad luck. Sabari Muni did not appreciate value of Garund Dev. He was doing compassion, oh fish, I will save you. But then he fell down. So that is bad luck if one does not identify. Hmm. So question is, envy is very bad quality. So in spiritual world, how bad quality can be there that we are in this material world? So all the qualities are good. So in spiritual world also, Prabhupada, there is envy. That is why we have this competition in book marathon also. So everyone wants to defeat other party. So Prabhupada, this is very good. So there is this envy in spiritual world also. But this is different from material envy. So this competition, this thing is there. Other devotees, they see, oh, this devotee has got such fear of Krishna. So Krishna has got, Krishna has shown so much of mercy. Let me also try to serve in a similar way. So devotees become very glad by seeing other service, and they also want to increase their service. This is called transcendental envy. Their heart doesn't burn seeing other service. They don't want to cut down others. So thus this envy is there in the heart when Radharani sees that Krishna is going to other gopis, Chandravali, who is competitor, there also competition is there. But this envy, it increases the pleasure of devotional service of Krishna. But when this envy is used against Krishna, that leads to fall down. So thus anger, envy, all the qualities are present in spiritual world, but they should be used nicely in the service of Krishna and not against Krishna. So that freedom is always there with the living entity. Because of that wrong use, the living entity comes here. Envy, yes. So that person is already fully satisfied in spiritual world. Yeah. So why did he have the desire that I should enjoy something else? He's fully satisfied in the service of Krishna. So Prabhupada gives example for a change. Just like every day you are giving me very tasty food items. One day I may desire, let me have this poha. Simple thing I want to eat today. So I want to enjoy this kind of pleasure, material happiness also. Let me enjoy becoming God. So much I have served God. So Krishna tells, okay, just like the instructions are given. Okay, you want to enjoy surfing, but follow these instructions. There are sharks in that area. Don't surf in that area. Their ocean is very deep. Don't go there. Now it is high tide. Don't go in tides. Like this, a person can enjoy and come back. So Vedas are given. You want to go to material world? Okay, enjoy as per the Vedas. Your propensity will be fulfilled and you'll come back to me. But if a person disregards Vedas, then he's lost. He's finished. Pardon, a person? Asmanjas, yeah. Yoga, yeah. 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 Hmm. So the question is Asmanjas, when he was behaving like a madman, he was killing, did he not get affected by the sinful reaction? So the answer is no. That is why pure devotee is free from all the actions, reactions. In this life, just like Bharat Maharaj, almost pure, but yes, in this life, when he came to his senses, so thus advanced yogis can do anything because they can also bring back a person to life. So if you can bring a person back to life, then you can kill also. So that is why the laws they differ person to person. He is knowing that I am doing this thing so that they remove me from the kingdom. Online. Question is which species of animals get transformed or transferred? Transferred to human form of life. So monkey, tiger, cow, and human being can become human in next life. Question is procrastination is a disease, how to remove? So procrastination is not bad. Sense enjoyment should be procrastinated. So that is very good. Yeah. What's service of Krishna? Surrender to Krishna should not be monthly donation should not be procrastinated. That should be done immediately. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we get freedom from procrastination, which is the result of tamoguna. Hmm. 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 So the question is sometimes when we are living in the association of devotees also, we see apparent favoritism that this devotee is shown great favor or more favor, and I'm not getting much favor. So seeing such discrepancies, envy can take place in the heart. So what should we think or how to deal in such a situation? So the understanding is all the actions, reactions, favoritism, unfavoritism, what is happening in our life, it is happening because of our actions of the past life. Or it is acting under direct control of Krishna. So in either case, if Krishna is directly controlling such a behavior for my purification or for testing myself, okay, go away. See, nobody cares for you. Go out, go in Maya. It could be a test. So if Krishna is directly arranging this thing, I should be very glad. It is Krishna's arrangement. Or if it is happening again because of my past actions, I should be satisfied. So so-called favor which is happening, it is because of one's own past life, past karma. So in this way, devotee should always remain satisfied. If somebody behaves in a bad manner with me, that means I would have behaved badly in such a manner. Somebody gets extra facility, that's because of his past actions. So thus, one should always remain satisfied. Everything is happening under control of Krishna. So if everything is under Krishna's control, where is a question of envy? Nobody is free to do anything. That is why there is very famous verse in Bhagavatam. Again, Prahlāda Mahārāja tells. What is the verse? नार्तस्य चागम उदनवती मज्जतो नव तप्तस्य तत्प्रतिविधिर या इहांजसेष्टस तावद विभो तनुभृताम त्वद उपेक्षितानाम. So a person who has taken shelter of a boat cannot be assured of not getting drowned. Even big ships have sunk. And taptasya tat pratividhirya ihanjasheshtas, neither there is guarantee of getting cured by taking medicine from an expert physician. One who is neglected by you, these things cannot protect him. So thus everything is under control of Krishna. Nothing happens. If Krishna is not showing favor, greatest of physicians will not be able to help. Greatest of the ships will not be able to save a person from drowning. So that is why one should understand everything is happening under Krishna's control. Why should I envy the postman? He has brought sentence from the court. Court has given decision because of my actions. He's postman only. Any other question? Okay, it's time up. We'll finish. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की